And I stayed up all night making an I Love Shawn Michaels sign.
Right.
And then I made one for my friend that said Shawn Michaels rules, and I was like, you gotta hold it up. You have to hold it up when he's out there. No, but like I just remember seeing like Vince, and I was just like, hello, and he was just, was just very right there, and it's like, oh, there's the man, and Shane was cool and stuff. Tommy, bless his heart, love him. This is the reason I have a career. Dreamer was talent relations for WWE, and I had the braids at the time, so I was like the girl with the different look, which was it was something different, stuck out. That Raw that I was at was the Raw that Flair and Mick Foley got in that fight in catering.
Oh, wow.
I was legitimately right beside that. Shane Helms had to take me and like throw me out of the way, and I landed perfectly, but when I landed, like my left knee just exploded. Like it just, and you could hear it. It sounded like a gunshot, like the pop.
Right.
And I've never heard that before. So I was like, weird, but had to finish the drill. So I went to turn to run and I just fell. My ass beat. Got my ass beat in Mexico. Beat. And I also feel like I probably shouldn't have gone because it was only like 3 weeks after I got released. And, I was in WWE for 2.5 years. And this was like my first showing not as a WWE diva. And I remember like going out there and making my entrance. And as soon as I did it, I don't know if like reality hit me or something, but I was just like, oh God, I'm not ready mentally, to be wrestling in front of people.
Were you depressed?
I was upset. Yeah, because when you get hired by WWE, you think you're set for life.
Right.
Even though you should know that the rug can be, put up from underneath you at any time. Nope. They just wanted to start a division. It literally was a complete crapshoot, them starting the Knockouts division. It was literally, we'll try it, it's going to sink, it's going to swim. We just have to see how it goes. We had wanted to be a tag team. Everybody just assumed at some point we were going to be a tag team because we were always together all the time and it would have been cool. And then I think we brought it up to Vince. And then the first time we tagged together was December 2007 pay-per-view as babyfaces. We did, yeah. And I remember like we did a little entrance and then we like skipped and walked really fast down to the ring, and I remember Dutch was like, you gotta slow that down. It's way too fast. You went down the ramp way too fast. You gotta slow that down. That's what was really cool about TNA. All the guys were so supportive. They even did a Knockouts DVD, and they talked to like so many of the guys on the roster, and the guys were like, oh my God, the Knockouts are a huge part of the show. Like, they're so great. So many guys would watch our stuff. Kurt, Christian, everybody would watch our stuff and then want to help us. To my knowledge, nobody said anything about like, oh, the girls. No. All I know is that the guys thought it was awesome. It made the show as a whole better. It made the company as a whole better. And guys were coming up to us like, oh man, you guys did great. Maybe try this. Maybe if you guys tried, try this as a tag team maneuver. I would love to see you guys like so supportive. Okay, so when we got our new names, Velvet Sky and Angelina Love, they are both porn star names. I don't know if you've seen the porn star Angelina Love.
I know who she is.
Do you know her?
I do not know her.
Oh, okay, but you've seen her.
I do know Christy Miss, but that's a whole different story.
Okay. And then Vince said the beautiful people, and we were kind of like...
Marilyn Manson.
Really? Well, we were just like, the beautiful people? Oh, I don't know about that. But then once it got rolling, oh yeah. I don't know if it was the part that stuck out to me, like, we're going to be a the... Chrissy from Deep South, and they were wanting another blonde for the group, and I was like, oh my God, she'd be perfect. But I knew that, I didn't know they had Madison in mind. So when they had brought her in, what am I going to say? I'm not going to say anything, but it was, it worked because, she was just the young, quiet, little shy one, and it was able to help us evolve our characters too, because we were like,
the bigger heels,
we got to be the big bitches to her. Like, she was our little, our little bitch girl, and go do our dirty work for us kind of thing. So it totally worked. But as soon as he came into our group, the three of us were like inseparable. He is so awesome. I love him, and he just has no shame, and he is like, I will do what's right for business, and whatever. Like, he was wearing pink shorts with lips and cherries on them, and he would, when we would do our backstage segments, he would lie in front of our feet on a fur rug with a pink boa and just be like, like, he loved it. He had so much fun with it. Just one of those things where you're like, I get to work with Victoria. Victoria from WWE, who I watched when I was on the indies and stuff. It was devastating, emotionally. A lot of people thought it was my fault, because they just don't understand. When you're American, you don't have to worry about getting a visa, because all the work's here. And I heard about all these girls that were like, ooh, spot, I want this spot's for me. I'm like, no. That was my baby. I just thought it was crazy that immediately, as soon as somebody left, a big deal thing, so many people were like, ooh, my spot, I should be in that spot. I just was like, I was offended, like shocked by that. I was like, wow, I didn't know that's how people viewed it. If you meet Lacey, she just has poop of the mouth. She has diarrhea mouth. In the funniest way ever, like, she's so beautiful. And the things that come out of her mouth would make a trucker blush.
Right.
And that's just how she is. So you cannot get offended or take seriously any of this. It's just, it was like, oh, Lacey, you're pretty. That was what everybody would say to her. Like, you're pretty. It was just Lacey, and you don't have to explain it anymore. Just Lacey's Lacey. But I like her. We became friends, and yeah. Well, those are fun. And that's another thing that I love about Vince, too. Vince would do everything in his power to get as many girls on every show as possible. 8-girl matches, gauntlet matches, 10 girls in those matches. I mean, tag team matches. At least there's 4 girls. Have her manage this guy. Let's do a pre-tape with beautiful people. There's 7 or 8 girls on the show in different ways right there. That was always the big thing for him. We loved those matches.
Right.
The gauntlets and the 8-girl matches and all those tag matches and stuff, those were so fun. It was challenging because in wrestling, you're taught to be animated. You're taught to be all over the place in your body and your hair and be big so everybody in the building can see you. This was like nothing.
Right.
And I do wrestle matches like that, where I'm used to facial expressions and throwing myself and my hair all over the place. I had to no sell. I was like the Undertaker. So somebody's hitting you, it's hard to not blink and make a facial expression, but I tried my best, and I think I did okay at it. So I appreciate that it was different and it was challenging, but it was not me. Well,
did it hurt you?
Yeah, absolutely. And I will not say anything about him because I have nothing nice to say. See, in wrestling, I find that we just put our bodies through so much. You have to love doing it. And I was not loving it.
Passion was gone.
Yeah, and Terry Taylor was wonderful in talent relations. If you called him and you left a message, he would call you back. If you emailed him, he would email you back. If you texted him, he would text you back. That was not the situation with the newer people. So I was extremely frustrated, extremely unhappy, and I really had to sit there, and I'm very real with myself. I had it with a lot of my time off. I really had a chance to explore myself as a spiritual being, as a human being, as a light in this world. And I just started seeing things a lot of a different way. Whole time of me being with the beautiful people was that's one thing that, that's the biggest thing for me in Velvet, because we actually did something that was a huge thing in women's wrestling that people loved, and they still love. And we've been together for almost 3 years, and every day on our Twitters and social media and fans want to see the beautiful people, and we're just like, wow.